Manchester United's next manager, the surprise candidate, part 3 of 3. Before this video starts, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you don't miss out on our upcoming videos, including a tactical analysis of the El Clasico, Barcelona vs Real Madrid, which should be out sometime tomorrow. The 2 previous episodes to this series will be linked in the description below, where I look at 2 other candidates for the managerial job at Manchester United. Also check out our Champions League tactical analysis videos on Bayern's 3-0 demolition of Chelsea, Manchester City's 2-1 defeat of Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu, and Atletico Madrid's defensive masterclass versus Liverpool, securing a 1-0 victory. All those videos will be linked in the eye above and in the description below. My next managerial option would have been Brendan Rodgers, but I feel that at the moment he wouldn't leave Leicester, as he's just signed a new contract, and I think he'd want to finish the project there and leave once he has cemented them as a top 4 club. I also considered Marco Rose of Borussia Mönchengladbach, but he hasn't been in the job long after moving from RB Salzburg, and I think that United would be a bit of a premature move for him, as we haven't seen how he can handle a club fighting for the Champions League places over the long term, so it's hard to distinguish how good he is at player development ability at this present time. Max Allegri is also a high profile name linked with the job, but I feel his style of management is suited better to a club with a concrete foundation like a Juventus or Real Madrid, who already have a very good squad and just need some tactical tweaking throughout the season and in big games, rather than building a squad from scratch and developing players, which he would have to do at Manchester United. So instead, my last managerial option for United is Leonardo Jardim, who is currently at Monaco. Jardim was one of the hottest managers around after he led Monaco to the Champions League semi-finals in 2017. However, after Monaco's squad was quickly dissected by the European elite, the squad looked a shadow of what it once was, which is why the demise of Monaco is more down to the transfer strategy rather than Jardim himself. Jardim has proved that he can build a squad under the direction of a director of football, which is capable of competing at the top level of European football, and this is something that United would be looking for, with them potentially looking to bring in a director of football. He worked with a squad at Monaco that was made up of majority players from the age of 21 to 24, and he took players like Fabinho, Mendy, Bernardo Silva, Lemar and Mbappe and allowed them to transition into top class players. His style is different to that of Pochettino and Nagelsmann. He is a more reserved pressing style and only really presses aggressively in match specific scenarios, and prefers to have his side sit off the opposition in a compact 4-4-2 shape. This was seen against Manchester City in the Champions League, with Jardim recognising the potential opportunities that could be created if Monaco could win the ball high up the pitch in City's defensive third, because of how wide Pep Guardiola's deep possession block was. In this game, Jardim used a pressing style with a combination of man-to-man pressing alongside positioning the front 4 to cut off passing lanes into the midfield, which ultimately was successful in winning the ball back high up the pitch. The 4-4-2 turns into a 2-4-2-2 in possession, with the double pivot playing deep roles whilst the fullbacks push forward to maintain the width in the system, whilst the wide midfielders move into narrow positions in the half spaces. This is Jardim's favoured system, which means that United would probably have to bring in at least one very good offensive fullback, as currently Shaw and Wan-Bissaka do not have the offensive ability to play these roles. The midfield double pivot sit deep in possession, allowing the fullbacks to advance forward and providing a base to circulate possession efficiently. This is very similar to Nagelsmann's 4-2-2 shape at Leipzig, where Lima and Sabitzer play these roles. At Monaco, Jardim used 2 excellent defensive midfielders in Bakayoko and Fabinho. Both were very good tacklers and had an excellent positioning, which is crucial when playing in the midfield too. Bakayoko played a shuttling midfield role, more of a ball winner who is good at breaking up the play but more conservative with his passes in possession. This is a role that either McTominay or Fred could play, with both being very mobile and athletic, enabling them to move over and cover the space in the wide areas that the opposition may look to exploit if they counter quickly. Fabinho was equally as good out of possession, but in possession he was a player who would move the ball forward for Monaco, using his passing, playing more direct balls into players between the lines, as a deep line playmaker would. A combative central midfielder who is a very good ball winner but also a very good passer off the ball should be brought in, as United need someone to play those incisive passes forward into players between the lines, as this is an area they currently are lacking in. Eric Pulgar or Ruben Neves would probably be good options, with players like Thiago Alcantara, Saul Niguez and Wilfred Ndidi being dream options but maybe a little unrealistic. The wide midfielders are more like central attacking midfielders and traditional wingers in the Jardim 4-4-2, as they are in Nagelsmann's system as well. Bruno Fernandes would be used as a left-sided midfielder, playing a similar role to the one that Bernardo Silva did, moving inside into the half spaces. On the other side, a player who's naturally a central player but is a very good dribbler would be ideal, with Wan-Bissaka not being great at dribbling forward down the flank, providing the same attacking output as an Alexander-Arnold or a Benjamin Mendy from the fullback position. Christopher Nkunku, Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho would fulfil this role perfectly for United. Anthony Martial and Marcus Rashford would be able to play as wide forwards in a front two, in a similar role to that of Kylian Mbappe, moving into the channels and trying to isolate defenders in one-on-one situations. This would also suit Mason Greenwood's game, so United would have 3 forwards who would work well in a Jardim system. So out of Nagelsmann, Jardim and Pochettino, who would be my number 1 target? I'd definitely go with Pochettino just because he has the experience of rebuilding a side in the Premier League in a similar position to United and making them title contenders through developing existing young players without spending massive amounts of money. Jardim is a good alternative if those two weren't available, but I do think both Nagelsmann and Pochettino are superior tacticians and player developers, which are the 2 key assets that United need right now. I'd say Pochettino is a better developer of players than Nagelsmann, which gives him the edge as both managers are very good tacticians. The player development aspect is a massive element of my managerial selection, as with players around the age of 21 to 24 like Martial, Rashford, McTominay, Daniel James, Wan-Bissaka and Lindelof, Pochettino could develop a few of these into top class Premier League players as he did at Tottenham. Thank you for watching. Remember to like and share the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.